Yukai, northern New South Wales, and we're out the back of Yukai, and there's absolutely no service here. We're out here just visiting my sister. They're camping out here, so it's not far from where we live, so it's really nice and handy, but there's no service at all. So we come out here and we bought Starlink, and this is the first time we've had to use it in a real situation. So no service, plugged it into the car. We've got a 1000 watt inverter in the car, which we've plugged it into, and it's reading on the Bluetooth app we've got on the phone, it's reading that it's using about 1.4 amps. So, which is good. We've got the solar on the roof, the batteries staying charged, so it works really well. We've set it up, and I'll do a speed test, and hopefully I can get that in there just to show you. But yeah, with no service out here at the moment, and it's working well. I think in total I've got 6 devices connected to it, and it seems to be working really good. So this is the first test before we hit the road and get out there and start using it. Okay, I better give you a bit of background on myself first. So I've been a lifesaver for 30 years here on the Gold Coast, and a bit of that background is I'm also a first aid trainer. So that's all where the first aid side of it is coming into it. And I just want to pass on a bit of my knowledge and help everyone out there that watches this, that you could come across a traffic accident, a car accident. It could be something at the campsite, so that could happen. So every time I just want to bring something up and throw in a few hints and tips for you. So today's one is bleeding. So I think that's the main one. We can use band-aids and all sorts of things, but if it's a major bleed where you need a bandage, hopefully you've got a first aid kit in the car. And if you have, I think the best bandages in a first aid kit are the triangular bandage. The triangular bandage it comes in a packet, and you can pull it out, and it's already a padding of some sort. So with that padding, if someone does have a bleed on their arm, what you can do is put that padding straight on the bleed and just apply pressure. So you want to apply pressure on the bleed and put as much pressure as possible to stop that bleed. Even get the person to hold it on there, and I set the expectation and ask them to hold it that tight. So then that way it's going to help control that bleeding. And then a bandage. Get a bandage out of the first aid kit, and you can apply a bandage. Just move your hand slightly, Loretta. And you can put a bandage on there and apply pressure. So apply pressure down over the wound, and hopefully that bleeding will stop. So lots of pressure on the area and to control that bleeding. So that's my first tip for you, is to control bleeding. What you want to do is apply pressure to that area. All good? All right, we just got back from seeing my sister out there, and I just wanted to run you through a few things that we've done to the van now, and what's going to be happening. But it's starting to rain, so hopefully we're not picking up too much of that rain. But I've got my trusty Weber here. I've got to unfortunately get rid of my Weber. It's a great barbecue, but the thing with the Weber is I've got a Leader Gold Caravan, and it just doesn't fit in the tunnel boot. So it just doesn't fit in the tunnel boot. The tunnel boot, it is really small, so the Weber fits in there nicely without a slide, but now I've put a slide in there. It just doesn't fit by about 10-15 mil. So I didn't want to shave off the legs off the Weber or anything like that. I had a look at it, and I've actually found the Ziggy. So the Ziggy, it fits in there nicely, fits in there perfectly actually. I've put a slide in, fits in there, you slide out. Look, I'm loving the Ziggy at the moment. With the Ziggy, it locks into place. So when it locks in, it locks the grill into place and locks the lid into place as well. So when you unlock it, then you can take the grill out if you want, wash it, clean it, and also the lid comes over. So lid comes over like an oven, which is really good. I like that. So I think I'm going to have some really good meals out of that. Anyone else got a Ziggy? Want to have a Zig off? throw me a recipe, see what we can go with. The Ziggy as well, you can wind the grease trap down a little bit. Wind that grease trap down and I'll get there in the end. If it's a bit windy, that grease trap just stops the lid from going all the way back. So nice and easy to cook with in there. So I really like that. I think that's a really good feature with the Ziggy. And I think it's actually a little bit higher than what the Weber is as well. So you might be able to get that pork roast in there. So that's going to be really good. Throw that on there, lock it in, and slide it into place. So a couple of other little things we've done. Speaking about the rain just coming down, but what we've got, I've put the clips in up here, just done it a couple of weeks ago, put some clips in there with the poles that go across, that goes into the barrel of the awning and just makes the awning a bit more, a bit of a curve shaped. So then that way, if it does rain, the water doesn't pool there. I don't even know what they're called. Is it part of an anti-flapper kit? But we've got the poles. I didn't want to just put them somewhere, so I thought what I'd do, I'd put another fishing rod holder in. Well, Loretta's not going to let me call it a fishing rod holder, but it's PVC pipe, 100mm PVC pipe down the back here. There is my fishing rod holder next to it, so that's really good. But PVC pipe, I've just secured it with some brackets underneath, and that's where the poles are. So the poles are there. I reckon I could fit another fishing rod in there. So that's just a couple of things I've done. Also inside, I'll take you inside. So inside here under the bed, what we did have two 100 amp hour AGM batteries. So I've upgraded to lithium battery and a drive system. Brad from Boosted Auto Electrical here on the Tweed Coast, he was amazing. He's put this in, got the inverter as well. So we're going to see how that goes. So we've got Starlink. So with Starlink, Starlink's there, and as we all know, that works off 240 volts. So we've got the inverter there to use that. I think it's going to be really good. Another thing that we got as well was Mr. Bosco. No, we didn't get Mr. Bosco. He's been around for a while. But we got these cabinets here. All right, we had a bit of an issue with Mr. Bosco there, but he's all right. So one thing I got was these cupboards, these drawers, whatever you want to call them. We've seen them from another caravaner, and they had them all the way around the bed, but we only got two of them. So I don't know what you call them, drawers or cupboards, but they open up like that, and we're going to use them for our shoes. So they're really good for our shoes, wet shoes, thongs, and things like that. So they secure to the base of the bed. And even when you're traveling, that they don't open up or anything. You close the bed down and your fingers don't get caught when you're opening them, when you're closing it. So they're really good, nice and easy. One other thing we done, the bed frame was rubbing on the wooden frame on the base here. So we put these bits of rubber here to see if we can stop it, but it didn't work. So what we done, I had some pool noodles under the bed, and they were from the water holes that we go swimming at up in Darwin. And so I chopped them up and I put some up here and zippy tied them. But the only thing is with the zippy tie, you've got to be careful the sharp part, that you need it pointing down, just so it doesn't cut into the bed at all, so into the mattress. So these bits of pool noodle, one up the back here and one up the front, they're really good. So when they go down, they rest on here and they don't rub. The other issue we had was our doona. Our doona kept on falling off at our feet all over the floor. So it kept on falling off and we didn't know why. as soon as we put these on here, these bits of pool noodle, it just kept the bed up on that little bit of an angle. It didn't affect us, and now the doona stays on the bed. So we're really happy with that. Don't forget, if you like what we're doing, don't forget to like and subscribe, and that just encourages us to keep doing what we're doing. See you out on the road.